Every city has a story, a postcard image of glittering skylines, bustling streets, and vibrant culture. But beneath that polished surface, there's often another story, a darker narrative that unfolds in the shadows. Today, we're counting down the top 10 most dangerous cities in the world. We're peeling back the layers, looking past the tourist brochures to reveal the stark realities that define these urban landscapes. This list is meticulously compiled, based on hard data crime rates, homicide statistics, and official safety advisories. We'll explore the human element behind the statistics, the political instability, the deep-seated poverty, and the powerful criminal organizations. We're about to embark on a journey into the world's most perilous urban centers. Prepare yourself because the reality is often more chilling than any fiction. The countdown begins now. Our countdown begins in Cape Town, a city of breathtaking beauty and brutal contradictions. On one side, majestic views and world-class vineyards create a paradise for tourists. But venture into the Cape Flats townships, and the picture changes dramatically, dictated by extreme poverty and street gangs. The stark inequality fuels a desperate and violent environment. Gangs wage relentless turf wars, with residents caught in the crossfire. For many, the constant threat of violence is the soundtrack to their daily lives. From South Africa, we travel across the Atlantic to the capital of Venezuela, Caracas. Once a thriving cultural and economic hub, the city has descended into a state of near anarchy. Years of profound political instability and economic collapse have shattered the social fabric, creating a vacuum filled by desperation and crime. In Caracas, law and order are fragile concepts, and the institutions meant to protect citizens are often the ones they fear the most. The rule of law has been replaced by the rule of the strong, where survival often depends on one's ability to avoid becoming a target. The danger in Caracas is pervasive and unpredictable. Kidnapping for ransom, or express kidnappings where victims are forced to drain their bank accounts, have become terrifyingly commonplace. Armed robberies occur in broad daylight, on public transport, and in supposedly safe neighborhoods. The homicide rate is among the highest on the planet, a grim testament to the breakdown of society. The very forces meant to provide security are often implicated in the corruption and violence, leaving citizens with nowhere to turn. It's a city on the edge, where every day is a gamble. Acapulco was once the playground of Hollywood's elite, a glamorous resort destination synonymous with sun, sand, and celebrity. But the golden age of Acapulco is a distant memory. Today, this beautiful coastal city is one of the deadliest in Mexico, overshadowed by the grim reality of drug cartel violence. The battle for control has turned Acapulco's streets into a war zone. The violence spills onto the tourist districts. The once thriving tourism industry has been decimated, leaving behind a ghost of the paradise it used to be. We travel to the heart of the United States, St. Louis, Missouri. St. Louis has held the grim distinction of being one of America's most violent cities. The danger here is driven by a tragic mix of systemic poverty, socioeconomic decay, and an epidemic of gun violence. The city's murder rate is consistently among the highest in the nation. The issues are deep-rooted, tied to a history of segregation, economic neglect, and a breakdown of trust between the community and the police. For those living in the hardest-hit neighborhoods, the Gateway Arch stands as a silent witness to the persistent struggles on the streets below. We head back to South America to the northeastern coast of Brazil. Fortaleza is a city known for its vibrant culture and miles of urban beaches, a major tourist draw. But beneath this sunny facade lies a dark and violent underbelly controlled by powerful organized crime factions. In recent years, Fortaleza has become a strategic battleground for gangs like the Comando Vermelho, or Red Command, and the Guardiões do Estado, or Guardians of the State. Their brutal war for control of the city's drug markets and prisons has unleashed a wave of terror upon the civilian population. The violence is characterized by its sheer brutality. Massacres, armed assaults, and robberies are alarmingly frequent. The gangs enforce their own twisted form of justice in the favelas they control, and clashes between factions, or with the police, often result in intense, prolonged firefights. In 2018, the city was brought to a standstill by coordinated attacks on public infrastructure. Buses were burned and bombs were set off, a bold demonstration of the gangs' power and their willingness to sow chaos. For the ordinary citizens of Fortaleza, navigating daily life requires constant vigilance in a city under siege. Entering our top 5, we arrive in a city that has, for many years, been known by a terrifying moniker, the murder capital of the world. While its homicide rate has seen some decline from its peak, San Pedro Sula, Honduras, remains an exceptionally dangerous place. It is the country's industrial heartland, but its economic activity is deeply entangled with the illicit drug trade. The city serves as a crucial transit point for cocaine moving from South America to the north, and this lucrative corridor is fiercely contested by some of the most violent street gangs in the world. The names of the gangs are infamous: Mara Salvatrucha, or MS-13, and Barrio 18. These transnational criminal organizations permeate every level of society in San Pedro Sula. They control entire neighborhoods, extort businesses large and small, and recruit young people with the promise of power or the threat of death. The violence they perpetrate is merciless and often public, designed to intimidate rivals and the general populace. The government and police forces have struggled to assert control, often finding themselves outmatched by the gang's firepower and deep-rooted influence, leaving citizens trapped in a landscape of fear. We return to the United States, to Baltimore, Maryland. Known as Charm City, Baltimore is a place of rich American history, but it's also a city grappling with a profound crisis of violence, plagued by a high homicide rate. Decades of poverty and a rampant drug trade fuel a cycle of crime. The core of the problem lies in the nexus of drugs and guns. The city's murder rate is staggering, disproportionately affecting marginalized communities. Behind the charming facades lies a city fighting for its soul. Number 3. Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, the border of fear. We stand at one of the most infamous borders in the world, in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico, situated directly across from El Paso, Texas. Juarez is a city forged in the crucible of the international drug trade. For years it was the epicenter of a horrific war between cartels, a conflict that claimed tens of thousands of lives. While the intensity of that specific war has subsided, the violence has not vanished. The term femicide gained international attention here, due to the shocking number of women who have been murdered or have disappeared over the years. For the people of Juarez, living on this violent frontier means navigating a world where danger is a constant companion. Number 2. Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, the wild frontier. Often cited as one of the world's least livable cities, its danger stems from a breakdown of law and order combined with extreme poverty. Port Moresby is notorious for violent crime, perpetrated by ruthless gangs known as rascals. Unemployment is rampant, and rapid urbanization has led to sprawling settlements where poverty is rife. The police force struggles to exert authority, leaving many parts of the city as de facto no-go zones, especially after dark. It's a modern-day wild frontier where survival is a matter of fortification and luck. So, number 1, Tijuana, Mexico, the epicenter, and currently, the most dangerous city in the world. We return to the US-Mexico border just south of San Diego. Its strategic position makes it the single most valuable prize for any cartel seeking to control the flow of narcotics into California. The result is a state of perpetual hyper-violent conflict between powerful cartels. The city's homicide rate is astronomical, far surpassing any other major city on Earth. Tijuana is drowning in a sea of violence so extreme that it places it at the very top of our countdown. So there you have it. A journey through the 10 most dangerous cities in the world. From Cape Town to Tijuana, these cities represent the extreme edge of urban existence. Behind every statistic is a human story, a family grieving, a community living in fear. These are complex societies grappling with deep-seated issues. It highlights the global interconnectedness of crime, poverty, and politics. We are all, in some way, connected to these stories. Let us know in the comments which city surprised you the most. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Until next time, stay aware and stay vigilant.